The first experiment involving the Neuralink microchip was on a monkey. There has been recent development on Musk's technology, which has been experimented on humans after several neurologists came against Elon Musk's idea. But he is more than a smart guy. John Barbuto, a neurologist, shared on Quora saying, "Sticking something in your brain is risky." He further stated that brain implants have high tendencies of causing damage to the brain. Although they have been accepted and widely used for certain conditions like seizures and movement disorders, their functions are still rather gross in comparison to the hopes put before them. For people with serious clinical illness, including seizures, movement disorders, intractable behavior disorders, brain implants have proven to be a lasting solution. However, if it's a case of non-therapeutic desires like increased intelligence, memory, strength, coordination, etc., we are still a very long way from having these be available as voluntary, consumer-level products. The human brain is home to around 86 billion neurons, nerve cells connected to one another by synapses. Every time we want to move, feel, or think, a tiny electrical impulse is generated and sent incredibly quickly from one neuron to another. Scientists have developed devices which can detect some of those signals, either using a non-invasive cap placed on the head or wires implanted into the brain itself. The technology, known as a brain-computer interface, BCI, is where many millions of dollars of research funding appears to be heading at the moment. The major goal of Neuralink is to connect human brains to computers to help tackle complex neurological conditions. Neuralink's microchip, which is about the size of a 1-pound coin, is inserted into the skull with microscopic wires which can read neuron activity and beam back a wireless signal to a receiving unit. The company has also run trials in pigs and claimed that monkeys can play a basic version of the video game, Pong, but the technology is not meant for animals, so the company took a big step further to test this device on humans, the ultimate target of the technology. Neuralink was given permission to test the chip on humans by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, in May 2023. This technology works through an implant called Link. It is described as coins stacked together, and it is attached to the cerebral cortex through an invasive surgery. It is surgically implanted in the skull with ultra-thin wires going into the brain. The procedure is carried out using robotics by neurosurgeons. The implantation procedure reportedly will take just 30 minutes with no general anesthesia, and patients will return home on the same day. Neuroscientists reported in 2019 that these robotics neurosurgeons have promising features. Andrew Hires, a neurologist at the University of Southern California, highlighted a feature that the machine will automatically adjust the needle to compensate for the movement of a patient's brain, as the brain moves during surgery along with a person's breathing and heartbeat. The interesting part is that Neuralink has tested its microchip on its first human patient. But was it successful? Did the patient survive the surgery? Were there complications after the surgery? The patient has reported the promising features of the Neuralink technology and how it has helped being disabled interesting. In a 9-minute live stream on X, formerly Twitter, on the 20th of March, Elon Musk's Neuralink technology witnessed a significant step where it presented its first patient implanted with a Neuralink microchip using his mind to play online chess. Nolan Arbaugh, the 29-year-old patient, a quadriplegic who has said he was paralyzed from the neck down due to a swimming accident for 8 years, said the device has allowed him to participate in some of his favorite activities from before the accident, including gaming. He played chess on his laptop and moved the cursor using the Neuralink device, which has been planted into his neural system. The implanted microchip seeks to enable people to control a computer cursor or keyboard using only their thoughts. Nolan Arbaugh had received an implant from the company in January and could control a computer mouse using his thoughts. Neuralink also shared a video that appeared to show its first human patient using his brain chip implant to play Mario Kart. During an all-hands meeting with Neuralink staff, the company brought its first patient, Nolan Arbaugh, on stage to describe the brain chip's capabilities. A video of the meeting was posted on X by Arbol. He said, "This is going to sound really kind of crazy, but it makes being paralyzed really not that bad," Arbol said. "Anything that makes me more independent, I'm all for. And this is probably going to make people like me the most independent that they might ever be until it all gets cured. And I think that's a very real possibility," he added. Bliss Chapman, Neuralink's brain interface software lead, said playing Mario Kart, or a drinking game variation called Beerio Kart, which involves finishing a beer while racing, was one of the first things Arbol said he'd want to be able to do with the implant. At the meeting, Neuralink showed a split-screen video of Donkey Kong and Bowser racing in the Mario Kart game. Chapman said he had previously posted the video in an internal company channel and asked people to vote on which player they thought was being controlled by a brain-computer interface, BCI. In the video, Arbol, who Chapman said was racing Bowser, was not only able to follow the lines of the track, but also shoot another player down using only his mind to control his player in the game. Musk commented saying, "The surgery was super easy." Arbol said in the video streamed on the social media platform X, while referring to the implant procedure, "I literally was released from the hospital a day later. I have no cognitive impairments." He continued, "I had basically given up playing that game." He also stated, referring to the game, Civilization 6, "You all, Neuralink, gave me the ability to do that again and played for 8 hours straight." He elaborated more on his experience with the new technology. Arbol said that it is not perfect, and they have run into some issues. "We hope this issues does not go beyond reasoning." He then said that, "I don't want people to think that this is the end of the journey. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it has already changed my life," he added. Neuralink is one of a growing number of companies and university departments attempting to refine and ultimately commercialize the brain-computer interface technology. For example, the École Polytechnique Fédérale in Lausanne in Switzerland has successfully enabled Gert-Jan Oskam, who is paralyzed, to walk just by thinking about the movements involved. This was achieved by putting electronic implants on Mr. Oskam's brain and spine, which wirelessly communicate thoughts to his legs and feet. The details of the breakthrough were published in the peer-reviewed journal Nature last year. Kip Ludwig, former program director for neural engineering at the U.S. National Institutes of Health, said what Neuralink showed was not a breakthrough. He said, "It is still in the very early days post-implantation, and there is a lot of learning on both the Neuralink side and the subject's side to maximize the amount of information for control that can be achieved," he added. Is it too early to pass judgment on this milestone achieved by Neuralink? Arbol had the surgery in February and reported that it has not been perfected, but he noted there is no cognitive impairment. This technology will improve on its features, which is the goal of every company. Even so, Ludwig said it was a positive development for the patient that they have been able to interface with a computer in a way they were not able to before the implant. "It's certainly a good starting point," he said. Last month, Reuters reported that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration inspectors found problems with record-keeping and quality controls for animal experiments at Elon Musk's Neuralink, less than a month after the startup said it was cleared to test its brain implants in humans. Neuralink did not respond then to questions about the FDA's inspection. Is it too early to say that something is suspicious? Neuralink technology has listed a lot of services that this technology will achieve, which has been shared on Elon Musk tweets on X. It has successfully been experimented on its first human patient. This milestone is a lamp to future experiments in the field because this company will help bridge the enormous gap between humans and artificial intelligence, where the microchip implanted in the brain acts as a means of interaction between man and AI. Kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification button to be the first to see other exciting and insightful videos from us. Until next time.